Hey, this one is for my builders and my contractors, and it's about mechanics liens. So, what do you do if you do work for a property owner or maybe a tenant at a commercial property and you don't get paid? Well, that's when you record or file your mechanics lien. So, a mechanics lien just states how much you are supposed to be paid under the contract, what you're owed. It's going to say your first day of work, your last day of work. It's going to identify the property. And the key, once you record your mechanics lien in the county where the property is located, is that it becomes a part of the chain of title, meaning just like a mortgage, you have a right to get paid in the event that the property owner or the tenant tries to refinance or sell. They can't do it if your lien is part of the title. They can't do it without paying it off, just like a mortgage. So it's a fantastic tool to ensure you get paid. You can also file a foreclosure lawsuit on a mechanics lien. So just like a lender who hasn't been paid, you could file a lawsuit. Now, I will tell you that comes with a whole host of other issues, and it's definitely something you should be talking to an attorney about before you move forward, but it's a powerful tool and one you definitely should be aware of. So what are the keys with a mechanics lien? Well, number one, if it's a residential project versus a commercial project, so think a house, right? Then you have 60 days from the last day of work to record your lien. Not 61, there is no gray area, no flexibility. It is 60 days from the last day of work. If you're outside of that, if you're past that deadline, your lien's invalid. If it's a commercial project, you got a little bit more time, you got 75 days. Either way, you got to keep a close eye on the clock so you don't miss those deadlines. Now, what constitutes the last day of work? Well, that depends, right? Perfect lawyer answer. No, what it means is the last day you actually performed work or delivered materials that were within the original scope of the contract or a change order. So it can include punch out work, right? If you're doing a project, there might be some punch out work that needs to be completed. So that could count as your last day of work, but it doesn't typically include warranty work. So just be aware of that. Common misconception. So if you make a mistake on the last day of work, thinking that warranty work counts or just you being at the property counts, you didn't actually perform any work, and you start that for your 60-day or your 75-day clock, there's a good chance your lien is going to be invalid. So just be aware of that. I usually recommend that, if you're not paid within 30 days, you kind of start your clock and saying, all right, tell the homeowner, tell the project owner you need paid within 15 days after that, so 45 days from the last day of work. And if you're not paid within that 45 days, go ahead and record your lien. That way you're going to make your timeline. You can always release the lien later once you're paid, and that usually solves the problem. But like I said, if you're going to use a lien as kind of leverage to get paid, I think you should file it early rather than wait till the last minute. So you get your lien recorded. Like I said, first day of work, last day of work, those are two key dates. Obviously the party who you contracted with, so maybe a homeowner, or like I said, if it's like a commercial property, you're doing a restaurant build out, might be the tenant. You would also name the landlord in that lien, make sure they get notice, and get that thing filed, get that thing recorded. So, make sure that the data and the information in the lien is correct and that your timelines are right, because if you're wrong, you could open yourself up to a slander of title lawsuit, and now you're in trouble, right? The property owner can come after you, get their attorney fees, or at least ask for their attorney fees to be reimbursed, come at you for some additional damages. So you don't want to make a mistake. You want to be dead on with your dates and your numbers and make sure they're right. The other thing I would want to tell you to be aware of, that if you're a contractor and the homeowner or the property owner, if you're a subcontractor and the property owner or homeowner has paid the general contractor in full, and the general contractor hasn't filed or hasn't paid you, and that's the issue, and you file a lien, you could again have some exposure there. You can be in bad shape. So you want to look for scenarios where either you're contracting directly with the homeowner or the property owner and you didn't get paid, or where you know that the general contractor didn't get paid and you're a subcontractor down the line. So those are the instances where you can file your mechanics lien, be protected, and go after your payment. Last caveat, mechanics liens are good for 5 years and then they need to be renewed. So if you got liens out there, keep an eye on your calendar. All right, looks like I gotta go mow my lawn too, right? We all have to. Have a great day. Bye.